Oh my God, I am screwed. I am screwed. Now, that is what I would be saying if I did not have my shipping and handling time set to a 3 day period. eBay does recommend you set your shipping and handling times to 1 day. This video is going to be an extension of the previous video where I said that whether you should use the kiosk or go to the clerk and get your items scanned in, whether you should do the bulk scan, things like that. In that video, I said the only thing that I didn't do was to actually schedule the packages to be picked up with the USPS carrier. Now, just as an experiment, I have been scheduling a pickup for the packages, usually on Monday, because that is when my post office is usually really busy and there is a long line to get through in order to get my packages scanned. So I have been scheduling the pickups for about a month and a half, typically on Mondays, and this is what I found out. So I did have a scheduled pickup for today, and the postal carrier did not come to pick up my packages. Now, on my phone, I did receive a message. It says here, this email confirms the package pickup was attempted but was unsuccessful because the packages were not found. Now, I think this is a load of BS because I do have a doorbell with the camera with the motion sensor where any person that comes toward the door will get their photo taken or recorded. And I did have my phone with me all this time, and I would get an alert on my phone. Now, considering the fact usually the carrier comes to pick it up at 5 p.m. or after, my local post office closes at 5:30 p.m. So there is no way for me to go and drop off the packages if the postal carrier misses their stop. Since I had over 10 packages, each of those shipment would have been considered late shipment if I had not put my shipping and handling time to 3 days. Now there is an option where you can pay an extra $26.50 to schedule a specific time for them to pick up the packages. However, that is an expense that I really can't afford right now, so that option is off the table. I think scheduling for a pickup is really risky if you have a 1 day handling time. If you have it set for 3 days or more, you do have some leeway, as if the postal carrier does not come to pick it up, you can drop it off the next day. I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent because I think it's somewhat related. I did purchase something on eBay. The package was supposed to arrive around 2 days ago. I did receive a notice saying that the package was delivered. So I went outside, took a look. I did not find the package. I went to the tracking where it said that the package was delivered to the postal locker. Now, I thought it was kind of strange. I went online, did some searching, and on a Reddit forum, what it said was that sometimes when they can't deliver it on that day, or like for some reason they forgot, the postal carriers will say that it was delivered to a postal locker and then it will be delivered the next day. Now, the reason why they do that is because they don't want to get like a negative review or like a ding on their performance, and that is why they do that. So I did wait a day, and as the people said, it was delivered the next day. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because at any time, the postal carrier can put any type of reason to say that some type of attempt was made, but kind of like it was your fault that we couldn't find the packages, or along that line that they couldn't pick up the packages for some reason. Now, when I schedule my pickup, there is an option. You can select any of these options, but usually the only option that I select is knock on the door or ring the doorbell. This goes to show that you're going to be responsible for your own packages, whether it gets scanned or not. I did schedule a pickup on this day. These three items or trackings are for the same day. I kind of blot out the actual location of the facilities, um, but you can see right here it was the pre-shipment info was sent at 3:27 a.m. For all three items. Now this is the origin of acceptance. You can see for this package it was at 10:34 p.m. For this one right here it's at 7:07 p.m. And for some reason this has all the middle information missing. It just says that it was delivered, which is kind of like strange. I don't know what happened here. It might have been a glitch. As I said previously, the postal carrier comes around like 5:35 around there. So there should be another acceptance or like a when they scan the actual the sheet, the bulk scan sheet. It should be here, but I don't see it. What I think is that this is the change. It's usually the acceptance is pending. That's what it shows usually. And then I know I blotted out right here, but once it gets scanned in that location, it would go like the origin acceptance instead of pending. It will have like the location that it was accepted, and again, it would be time stamped right here. For some reason, although it went on the same carrier, the same vehicle, you can see that it was sorted differently at the facility. For some reason, this one got a 10:34 p.m. timestamp, and this one got a 7:07 p.m. timestamp. So most likely, before it goes on to their maybe different conveyor belts for the different scanning, it will be sorted to the different regions, probably where it has to go, and that's probably why this one took some time as opposed to this one. Anyway, that's my thinking. So again, your individual packages are not considered accepted even when they scan the bulk scan sheet until your individual package is actually scanned at their facility, as you see in this example. And that is the point that I want to drive into your head, that your packages are not considered accepted until it gets an individual scan at one of their facilities. It's either it gets scanned with the clerk at the desk, which would be an accepted scan, or at the back end of their facility where it gets scanned again. So the bulk sheet that you get for all the packages, that kind of really means nothing, in my opinion. Again, most likely nothing's really going to happen to your packages. It will just get scanned later on. But again, you may get a ding from eBay saying that, oh, yeah, your package was delivered late, or it is a late shipment. And that's the worry that most people have. The last thing I want to mention when you're doing the bulk shipping is that you cannot individually make the labels. So personally, for me, I like to put the shipping information and purchase the labels for each item individually, because in that way you'll have less of a mistake. Like if you start doing multiple labels and then you accidentally um, change the order of the boxes, things like that, you may have one label going on a different item. So I'm not saying this will happen, but if you do have like a power outage and you're using a desktop computer instead of like a laptop that may have a battery backup, say you have multiple labels that are already in your SKU or like lined up, and you plug in all your information, and all of a sudden like a power outage or something was to happen, you would lose all that information and you would have to do it again. Now, the chance is rare that's going to happen, but I wish eBay had like a system where you could purchase and label each individual items. Then later on, you can go back and select all those items and put it inside the bulk scan form. I don't know what happened here. Like I have like six packages that was ready to go. And then I did the bulk scan, and it may have gotten past like the cutoff, or like I did some of the package previously and not together, and that's why it happened. But if you look at this label form here, I have 6 packages that I packed up ready to go, but then instead of 6, I could only have it scanned as 2 packages. What would solve the problem for me is that even if you purchase the labels individually, the user has the option to select the items that will be inside the scan form. Again, like I had 6 items, 6 packages that were going out, but because I did the sessions of packing the items separately, like 2 items, and then maybe an hour or 2 later, I had other packages that I packaged up and was ready to ship out. These items, instead of getting the 6 items, got the 2 packages inside the scanned forms. Now that is it, guys, and I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, go ahead and give it a like. And if you can, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.